Greetings, fellow demon slayers. Yeah, okay, so there was nothing really for an update or maintenance. I don't even think maintenance happened. I don't,
No,
yeah,
it didn't.
yeah, it didn't. So, with that, there's not really anything to talk about except that
The Halloween
this,
event's
this,
gone,
this,
basically.
like, yeah, the fun event. I missed the sheet ghosts already. Do you miss them?
I do because it was more of a challenge, but I'm glad it's over because literally
Yeah, no, I'm glad it's
the
over. I hope they never come back. Screw that sheet ghost. But okay, that's not what we're going to talk about. So we kind of started babbling about blue last week, and I got it in my head that we're going to do a state of colors video. So we're going to do them one by one, and we already talked about blue a little bit. So I kind of want to just talk about the state of blue first, and then we'll do another video for red and green at a later time. So what's the easiest way to look at every blue? Oh, I know. Can't look at the limited ones.
or the event ones either.
Well, I have all the event ones.
Yeah, you have them all, but just go to
Blue
those
gotcha.
you passed it those the one with all the supporters.
Wait, no, because you go here, it's just all the blue stuff.
Oh, okay, no.
I mean, I could go to the one with all the supporters, but then I have to figure out which ones aren't blue.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's true.
remember most of them. It wouldn't be hard, but this is like, we're all set. All the supporters are like chilling here on the list for
Yeah, the
rarity.
list that yeah the list I include every one of them except the two rare blue supporters are factory included.
Okay, so we're not really going over any specific supporter per se, or we're not going to go over them like one by one. But we're just going to talk about like what blue brings to the table. I don't know, what's a good supporter that's like a decent issue? In a nutshell, like this is what blue does. It defends you, it can heal you. It can, remove debuffs. It's a real utility-based color. Like it makes you more tanky. It makes it so you can, survive longer essentially. But
That was originally what the blue was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the defensive color out of the three.
and it is like definitely. But problem with playing defensively in AT is your time to kill is it just if you go full tank, it's gonna take you a long time to kill.
Yeah, and that's even if you can survive the barrage that's gonna throw at you in hard contact.
Well, it's easier to survive it because you get like this is useful having just this blue gotcha. You get this. So like
Yeah.
even if you don't have a Morisaki, you can like give yourself regen with HP magas and build into blue, but the problem is you're going to be a juggernaut, yes, but you're going to take like a while to clear whatever you're doing. If it even if it's like, a daily, like it might take a build like that like more than a minute to do a daily, like closer to a minute and a half just cuz it's a tank build. I mean, so that's not so
Yeah,
bad. But when you're looking at something like a bonus stage, I've had blue builds take 30 minutes because the character's just tanky and they're not dying. And there's ways to like make blue move a little faster, but on average, if you're running blue, it's gonna be a little bit slower than if you were running red or green. That's just facts. Um,
also, would you like to know how many blue supporters that restore HP basically?
how many?
Four. There's four of them. Morisaki is one of them because she says limited. The two you already put. There's another rare
Yeah,
supporter that's
Suzune,
blue.
then Genryu.
Yep.
So there's another rare supporter that does it.
Yep. It's the Chung Li looking one.
What?
Her.
Oh,
Yep.
she does increase HP restored. Wow.
Yeah, she's literally the. And then the fourth one is that the ultra rare one you pass, which is the greenhouse girl.
Tech, Greenhouse Girl.
Yeah.
You're killing me. Killing me, Greenhouse Girl. Well, we looked at Suzune.
that one right there.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, I
That's
was like,
actually.
Greenhouse Girl. You mean Plant Mom?
Yeah, we'll call her
Green
Plant Mom now at this point.
Greenhouse Girl. I was like, who is that? Yeah, Suzune's great. I don't have a Murasaki to show, but like I enjoy using my Suzune. She really helps when running tank builds. That HP regen she gives is no joke.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
and
just
I
we.
want to like talk more about the positives of blue tack. I know I didn't say that before the video because we all know that blues are not in a good place. Like
Yeah,
I say it all
it's
the freaking time. I want to talk about like what it does bring to the table more so than what it doesn't. Um, because if we're being real, we all know that if you're building, you probably want crit damage or like just damage up in general. So most people won't, even consider most blue supporters. But like Tack actually went through and made a little bit of a list of like good information. You said the only one that even does anything remotely related to critical is her, right?
yeah. She's the only like for people who are referencing. She's the only blue critical rate supporter in the game right now, and she's a free to play. But she has two restrictions in her in order to give you the critical rate.
Yeah, range damage for one and snared enemies.
Yeah, basically. But she gives you the snare if you put her as the main slot. So she basically you just need to be ranged at that point.
Yeah, if you have her in the main slot. I really like her, dude. I think she's great.
Oh,
Like for range,
I
like for blue, I don't mind using range.
after
It's when it
after
comes into
seeing.
trying to build melee's blue, it's like, well, there's not much for them.
Yeah, like after you did that Astaroth build with it, literally her meteor did like 1 million damage. It was like
Oh yeah,
the
that
fuck.
build slapped.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like like, and for people that are wondering how many critical damage blue supports are in the game, including limited, they are zero at this moment.
Oh
Like there's
god,
no
no, you're
critical.
making it sound bad. We didn't want to do that.
But here's the thing though, I
Blue
will
has
say,
neat stuff like this.
yeah, damage
Yeah.
reduction. Yeah, because here's the thing, the damage reduction, they have a total of 10 no 9 supporters that reduce all types of reduced damage, and they have 4 blue supporters that reduce specific type of an enemy, but they have other stuff included with them.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, it may not be what people want, but S5, this is 40% damage reduction.
Yeah, it just
The thing is
she's
damage
still good,
reduction. Who
but
has any idea how the fuck it's applied at this point? But
yeah, because we actually need questions for that.
either way, she still gives 40%. That's a lot of damage reduction, no matter how much way you stack it. The only restriction is she has to be on a blue type character. But just like this is what blue does, and we have to celebrate that. Like I like Fuyumi. She gives
Yeah,
melee damage. I just wish she gave more. That's my only problem with her.
yeah, it's very low, I would say.
Like I wish more blues were like this.
Yeah, like a huge 40 to 30% instead of like this low under 20 percent. I yeah, I do agree that like Onigumo, even though like she's a niche, she like I mean 44% damage increase to demon types. That's nothing to be scoffed at, I would say.
Yeah, she's great. Like I still think Onigumo's good. I still feel bad she never repeated for global. If you missed her,
I
you
don't even
just
have
missed
her.
her. Like I still use mine. Like if ever I'm gonna run blue and they're demons, I'm like screw it. I want the Onigumo. So there are good blue
Uh,
supporters out there. Like I really like this one.
yeah, because she increases damage with weapons basically, which she's basically like a weaker version of Ingrid if I have to be honest, but she's
Yeah, but I
still.
want to try like what I want to try one day is a weird like weapon damage build with her and Ingrid, like red blue.
Oh, it could probably make it work.
Yeah, it's just that she's only S1, so I haven't really like went out of my way yet. But I want to try that, like, because I like this. Then you could just throw
And she,
something like if you need two blues, you could throw on Micah with her.
yeah, Micah's another good one. She's a like debuffs. That's not that hard to do. You just gotta make sure
Yeah, I
that
feel
she
like we're
heals
all
you.
idiots for saying Micah sucked when she came out.
I think it's because
And
it
I'm
comes
looking
from
back like,
this.
what the hell was I thinking?
Honestly, we thought that because it was like here's the thing: we didn't like we didn't know what skills apply debuffs, but when you saw how different characters can apply different debuffs, it's like, oh, she's actually really good.
Yeah,
So like Mike,
she's kind of
so
definitely
Mike,
like withstood the test of time and is improved.
No, she's still going to stall. She's still going to be a good supporter, even
Yeah.
to like until like oh when Micah gets her actual limited one when she becomes playable, then yeah. But
Oh,
she's
you
still
think
going to
Mike is
be
gonna become playable? You're hoping on that.
no like they have the model for her. It's eventual they're going to probably make her. I just don't know when the
Yeah, I'm
time is.
surprised that like Micah and Mari already aren't playable.
I'm surprised that even fucking Sora and the gray one too. That other girl is not are not playable
Oh,
too.
Sora and Sakuya.
Yeah, Sakia. There you go.
I just the Neptunia character. Yeah, man. Like, so yeah, you're right. Like, maybe Micah will become playable soon, but Chizuru's next.
Yep. And
I'm
then
also I also like this because this is unique because it adds like familiar damage, and I didn't get the Sue, but the Sue does the same thing, right? Doesn't she do stuff for familiars also?
no,
Does
what
she have
she
any, or
does,
am I like remembering wrong? Because you have her.
you, cause I have her. What she does is, if I go look in the game, she has in reduced damage taken, and she. Oh, hang on, because I'm looking at the wrong one. Fucking hell. To the Halloween one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, okay, because I don't have the regular one. Halloween 2, which she provides, is that she reduces damage taken by demon type enemies and increases damage to human type enemies.
Oh, okay. So she counters humans. Got it. What's her
She
active?
counters human. Her active during melee attacks, she has a 25% chance to increase the duration of one debuff on one target for 1 second, and that's the passive of the active. The active is that she deals basically flames, a swarm of flames that deals. So she does almost 290 times 2, that's a right around. Let me,
290, so 580.
yeah, 580%, and then reduce damage taken by 30%. So it's like more tankiness in a way.
Yeah, she doesn't sound. Well, she fits blue. She's
Yeah,
not
she
great, but
she
she fits blue. I think
yeah
if you
she
paired her
fits.
with this Sakura, you'd have a fun little build.
Yeah, you do.
But like,
I
I
mean,
don't know. The
Sakura
Sakura
is like
familiar thing, I was so hyped for it, but the familiar's really.
I think that the familiars are like more utility basically, but then the reduced damage to enemies, that's the main gimmick with blue again. That's like
Yeah.
another.
But yeah, this support does make you a freaking. And then we have a nice cooldown supporter. Like I love my Haru. Um, like I said, like when you look at it, like when you're just looking at blue, they don't seem that bad. It's just they do what they're meant to. That's all, and that's what they do.
Yeah, and you're reminding me. I actually do would like to see Grimmery doing the idea that you basically gave the idea for them. They just need to implement it. Us basically have a blue supporter convert like reduce damage to
Into oh
damage
yeah, into
basically.
actual attack damage. So
Yeah,
you have both.
because the blue has so much reduced damage. It's like why not convert it into damage for some characters? Like obviously like Renko, her most viable build is blue, but she has to stack a lot of damage reduction. Why not turn that damage reduction and convert it into raw damage for her?
All there has to be is a supporter that it doesn't even have to be OP. It could be
No,
like for the passive. Sorry guys, my throat is killing me. But for the passive, it just needs to say like this like at S level 5 it could be something like this supporter takes 60% of its total damage reduction and adds it as damage. That way you're not doing like the 100% of the defense you have, but you're hitting hard enough that you're more than a bruiser, still a wall.
yeah,
Like
and you
60%
still
like of your total damage reduction is great.
yeah, and you'll still
A
have
little
some of
bit
that
more than
damage
half.
reduction. Yeah, you'll still have some of that damage reduction
You'll have it
instead.
all. You have all of
Yeah,
your
you'll
damage
have it
reduction.
all,
Yeah. There just needs to
and
be
you'll
one
still do
supporter that
damage.
says that.
Yeah,
And
it's
then these
just
just
where
become like freaking buffers, like attack buffers and defense buffers. Like something like this would be good. Something like
like
Nana would
literally
be absurd.
I can literally see a free to play
Like if
supporter
there was a
literally.
blue that did that, she'd be broken.
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
because she can easily convert with like that 40% is literally 40% additional damage to
Yeah.
the.
It would
if
be
you convert it.
60% of that.
Yeah,
That's
so
me. That's
it's
because I don't want to make it 100% because it would be broken.
yeah,
But like
obviously because
60% of like 40 is still a decent amount of the damage added for being so tanky. I don't know. Like they'd probably never do it, but yeah, just throwing percentages around like that. Like I think 60 would be balanced, maybe 50. I feel like 50 your DPS would still come in a little low.
I think 60 is like the right, like the
Yeah, I think
sweet number, I
60.
would
Like I
say.
think between 60 to 75 would be the sweet spot at S level 5, mind you. Like that's it being
Yeah,
perfect. Yeah. But like and then that supporter itself could give like some sort of damage reduction. Like you can mix with greens like this. And this is the thing with green. Green is so ridiculous because it has like everything from every color. It's
because
like
green
it
was
has its own traits, but like this looks like a blue supporter when you read it.
yeah it
But it's
does
fucking just green. But
because I
like
know
she
for a
would go
fact
good in
green.
that build if that was a thing.
Oh yeah, that would because
Freaking
I remember correctly when it first started, green was more utility than damage, and now it's the complete opposite now. Like
yeah, I just think green is just like utility, anything in the pool. Like does it give crit? Well, it's in the green pool. Does it give like HP up? It's in the green pool. Like green just has like everything.
as everything basically.
Like look, HP up, freaking increased damage dealt. Like cool. Green is so broken.
But yeah,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
think it,
This is what green is freaking become.
yeah, like
But
there's
no,
not
we're getting
that
off green. We're getting no more green. Um.
yeah, cause like they're obviously they're good supporters. Like if you go up, like obviously like the one in the top corner basically.
Oh
Yeah, her.
yeah, I was
She's
headed to
good.
her before we started talking green.
Yeah,
She's
like
great.
she like
It's just that
yeah
only
she's
two
great.
characters get out of her.
Yeah, right now. Yeah, because she's very restricted with two characters, which is like, yeah, but it's still 36% damage. Is like that's I think I think if anything, Asuka and Emily are like grateful to have this and because they have the whole freaking menu for them, and then like them giving them this is like oh, it's like a
So
nice cherry on
cute.
top,
Look
you
at
know?
how cute she is. Cute.
Oh yeah,
Yes, admit it's good. She's adorable. Like when I was so jealous that we didn't have her because I'm like she's so cute. Look at her.
we didn't know what she did, but then when we found out, you're like oh for fuck's sakes,
Yeah. Then I was mad about what she did.
yeah.
But like yeah, like even if they don't make a blue supporter exactly like I'm suggesting, where it has some sort of conversion, even just making more with that give like base damage or something, like this was a step in the right direction for blue. She actually is like bordering on being great to OP. Like she really spikes your damage if you're playing a ranged character. But just the only one they really went ham on with damage, and then it just stopped. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I think what they need to do with
Well,
blue
that's
to
not well.
like
Okay, that's wrong because I mean like Onigumo has ham damage, but what I mean by the only one is like Ido is like it's just flat out ranged, no like specific thing. Because that's another thing. Blue usually picks like, oh, you deal more damage to humans, or it doesn't always do every like all damage. So she
yeah,
has all damage, but it's that's what I mean when I say she's the only blue supporter that feels like fuck yeah, like this is
you
it.
you want to know the funny thing about all the blue supporters that have increased damage to all types? They all have restrictions. All of them have restrictions.
Yeah,
Like
like you have to
like
have up a debuff.
debuff. And then obviously you don't have heavy, but heavy has a restriction of demon type characters only using her.
Yep.
And then the no, she's just only
Oh
machine.
no,
She
I
only
just
one.
went to look at her
Yeah.
because she's cute.
Who else I remember correctly? Because Kaiba obviously did. Oh, the SR version of that Kaiba one too. That one, the purple pink hair loli, the SR one. She's restricted to range as
Oh yeah,
well. Like,
true.
and
The other
then
chick, the other one kind of soft restricts herself too. This one,
yeah,
because her passive
yeah,
is on her main skill, so you don't like the good passive. I mean,
yeah.
yeah,
She costs your main slot basically like an
exactly.
active. So like yeah,
And
like
I
she does
hate that
increase.
about her, dude. Like whenever I go
She
to
was.
use her, I'm like, God, I used to love using this supporter.
I think I remember I love using her too, but like ever since they started releasing, like they haven't been releasing good blue supporters, but like they're like giving us bare minimum. But like she started just falling off pretty much.
Yeah, it sucks too. I just freaking love her art. Great. They
I was
made her
surprised she has
playable,
that
I'd be
art,
all about that.
but yeah, I think
And then
the
this,
problem
oh,
is
remember when this was like fucking OP to play to use?
uh it was basically Major or her basically when the game first started. You couldn't go wrong with either one of those two. But now it's like they basically just like they're basically old relics now at this point.
I know. Every time I look at my major, because like I like her. She's a really good supporter at what she did. But the problem is what
But
she did doesn't work because invincibility.
yeah, now that
Yeah,
invincibility exists, that's and she
she
was
was
the
like
only
so
reason to
good
kill.
at it.
Yeah, and she killed Emily basically like in one tap
Oh yeah,
basically.
she was
So
so good for Emily. And then this too was just that freaking AOE that it gave when it knocked stuff back, like that shit was amazing when the game came out. Now it's like, yeah, who cares about Fuma? And it sucks because I like her, but you know.
yeah, I think
So
in
you can
general,
use
I think
her in like you could give put her with Onigumo, and then you'd
yeah you
have
could.
damage to machines and damage to like a large amount.
What you
So
can
she
do
is
is you
good
could
for
literally
that.
you could pair her up with Sulfomon to increase the damage machine types even more.
Yeah, you could stack it, but we'd want to try to get some all damage
Yeah,
because
the big
you get
problem I would
this, and then you get what is she at base? 25. So at max it'd be 50% to machines. At her at S5, right? And then
yep.
you would do something like grab Onigumo, and then that'd be 44% to demons. And like, machines take 50, demons take 44. And then you could just like main slot like frickin' this, and just basically have all damage.
That could
But
be like a fun build to make.
yeah, but your main supporter is gonna be a super rare.
Yeah,
They're gonna
and
be
that's
like
like
significantly less tanky.
yeah, and plus like less stats as well. Like
Let's go, yeah, less
basically,
stats overall. So like but now I want to kind of try the build, but the thing is like I don't know who I'd use it on. I might go try that. Just like have a shitty like shit posty. I beat you with like the only heavy hitting supports in blue.
it could work, which
Now
is
I don't think
really
it would. It
no like
might
for
because
like
I have High
not
Awakening. It might work on my account because I have like I'll still be getting crit from like melee and like
yeah you will, but
all damage here. So it'll look better than it'll be for someone who doesn't have like characters awakened. I have what? Yeah, 7 characters awakened. So I have a lot of points, is what I mean.
oh yeah you do.
Yeah,
But
others
I
may
will
not.
say
So
this,
it'll probably look okay on my account, but in reality,
yeah,
it
but
probably won't. Is actually that good.
yeah, I think the big problem I would say with not green, blue supporters is that a lot of the increased damage to all types have restrictions into it, which is very a shame because you look at red and like red has Lydia and then Homura. They increase damage to all types, but they like Homura has the restriction of 10%, but Lydia just has increased critical damage, which is
Dude, I
like
never counted that 10%. Like, it's there, but that like Homer is so damn good, dude.
yeah
Like
for an
like
SR.
me and Ark always just say she's basically like in my eyes she just needs to be an ultra rare. Like this is the effect of an ultra rare. Passive.
And it has a
It's
good
so
active
freaking
too.
good. Yeah, the active is good too.
It's basically Ingrid's active weapon, her but better basically.
Like I like whenever I read the supporter, like I just ignore the 10%. I'm like, who cares? The only thing wrong with her now these days is that she's super rare, so she has like less stats. It's because you're gonna
Yeah,
be
it's
really
very
squishy if you
much.
wear her. But like, she's great, and she's an easy get too. Because you're most likely gonna get her before ultra rare stuff you're hunting. I love this supporter, dude.
Yeah. What would you want to see Blue getting improved, Mari? Besides, like I think they kind of need to release. For me, I think they need to add like like what you said, a damage reduction converted into damage, and then I think the increased damage. I would like to see less restrictive ones. Like instead of just being like, oh, it has to be a certain debuff or a certain type of enemy or character type. I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, that's the thing, because blue's kind of the tanky color, and then, but you're right, they do have like widespread restrictive damage, like just like that don't really correlate. It's just like, oh, this one could hit machines harder, this one could hit demons. Like they just some of them do that. The only thing I could say like is they need to give them all damage, or they need to really like phone home the tankiness and like take advantage of it. Like I told, like that's why I suggested the defense convert effect, because like you can get tanky as hell in this game. You can get so tanky that you can tank the content. It's just that I can't call that top tier because you're going to take a while to clear it. Top tier
Yeah,
is
it's gonna
Nui
take you
going in
like
there with green build and running through bonus 3 in like a minute and 10 seconds cross-eyed. That's top
yeah,
tier. But like, yeah, if you want a nice tanky build, blue will definitely do that for you and you'll be unkillable.
but it's gonna take you like I don't know, 15, 20 minutes for you to clear
Yeah,
the contact
it
basically.
depends on
So
the
you're like,
content, yeah. Like, a tower run could take you a while because the bosses are very tanky and you're tanky, so you're just going to be having a man fight. So like that's the only reason like because it is a mobile game and like after a certain point like it ceases to be a mobile game. Like if you're gonna have to a 30-minute bonus stage or like the 30-minute frickin' tower stage, especially since new tower is quote unquote coming soon, you're gonna do a sit there on one stage of tower for 30 minutes because you built tanky. You're playing this shit like it's a fucking MMO or some shit. Like
yeah,
like that's
it's
like a
like you're playing.
whole raid, dude. That's longer than an
Yeah, you,
actual raid and like a high-end MMO. Like 15 minutes is considered a long fight. You're gonna fight some shit for 30 minutes on Action Taimanin. Like you are a fucking Chad because I couldn't. Like I've done it before and I don't like doing it. It takes forever.
yeah, it does. I think another idea I would like to see them do is like, oh, why not convert the reduced damage to critical damage too? That's another thing you can think of. Like you could do that, or convert it to critical rate as well.
Yeah, you
It's
yeah just convert it to something. They could have like varied supports that like one does like converts it to damage, one does converts it to critical rate. They'll release another one later that damage, and they all get like some sort of defense reduction on them. They'd probably
yeah,
be released like in Gotcha, like how the greens had like that, where like this came out and then this came out. Haru's always been around, but like green had like this stream of OP releases, and then there was that Loli I don't have. She came out, so they need to
oh,
do
the
that for
orange slowly.
blue. Yeah, the little orange
Yeah,
Loli.
yeah, like they need to.
Blue needs
Also,
an injection like that. The problem is blue gets a supporter every now and then, and their
it's so
injections are always
half-ass.
lackluster. Like our last injection were like
Yeah.
Sue and Sakura, and it's like they're like both like what?
They were like I think Sakura's was like okay, and then Sue's is like okay to like borderline could be good, but it's like I'm not sure. It's like that's the thing. Like they're not really like thinking like what to do with the color. It's like it has like blue has like this really lost identity, I would say.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like it's just like having. Besides keeping things tanky and having sustain sometimes, like yeah, blue depths feels like it doesn't know what else it wants to do besides that, and it just kind of does whatever. Like you have so many varied effects. Which I guess in a way is kind of the utility of blue. Like they're good for splashing into certain builds.
Also, this is kind of weird, but do you think blue should get a proper permanent like gotcha? Oh, like basically like it's behind the gotcha obviously, but a proper blue limited, like not limited, but like like because you know the only blue in like blue support that can like basically make you invulnerable is Shizui, but she's behind mileage. I think if they added like
Oh,
another one,
you mean have
another
like an
blue,
invincibility supporter that's actually from the
like yeah,
gotcha
like
instead of being chilling here forever.
yeah, like I think like if they added another one, like yeah, Shizui is probably like the best one I would say, but
She's
let's
the
be
best. I
real,
like. I mean, she's the best supporter in the game. I don't
yeah,
care what
she is,
anyone
but
says.
no one can get her really. That's the problem, unless you're willing to like throw your whole savings into the game to get her.
Like I don't even think about like I think of her like even in PvE she's good, especially in tower. She's a second life.
Yeah, like there's not other supports that have like almost like a guardian angel effect or like a resurrection after
Yeah,
you
she's a
die,
really
basically.
good. That's
Because when
why
you
when
take her in,
Ultra did that build where he was using her like stacking her with Kitty Mom and Kaoru, I was like that's a dope ass build. It's like you could just turn Shisui green.
yeah, because the thing with
Shisui's like
Shizui,
bar none the best supporter in the game. You can mix her with anything, change
yeah,
her
because she
color on
could
a whim.
Yeah, like that's the only reason I'm saying that. Do you think like Blue should have like a proper invisibility supporter that is not her? Like, like obviously it's not gonna be better like her because she has that utility of being like
Well, yeah, no,
basically
they
like a
definitely need an injection of like a blue, and but those are far and few between. Like hardly ever put out new invincibility, so kind of been on that for a while.
I mean, I think that
About it.
for them the trio was supposed to be Yuno, Spica, and her.
Yeah, that's what
But
I think
honest,
too.
but I honestly think they have to drop another one, not because like I want to see it, but it's because we kind of need like like someone like
Something
another
more accessible.
more accessible for players to like if they manage to like oh my god they got it from like their golden pass support ticket, something that they could get their hands on. I would say it's not going to be free to play friendly, but it's like it's there for them to give the free to play players a chance to at least get something of invulnerability besides her.
Yeah, yeah, I get you. I agree. Blue needs because like especially being the protector color, like I wouldn't don't think it would be weird if blue can have more than one. They'll probably give it some shit like damage reduction anyway, so it's Uno gives you a butt ton of damage to your basics, so she's a freaking
That is true.
Spica's good for hybrid builds, so a bit more niche, but she's still good.
Yeah, she's still good. That's the thing.
Yusui's good just because she simply gives you another life. That's OP. You
Yep,
think of
and
this
she
like a
removes
beat 'em up game, you go in every mission with 2 lives.
and she also removes debuffs when you activate her active basically as well.
Yeah, and she makes you invulnerable for 16 seconds, and that's fine.
Yeah, it's 16 seconds.
But which is funny, like the best supporter in the game is originally a blue. Because I just have I hold her in such high regard. It's just that
Well,
Kirara forced me to use my mileage.
I mean,
Get
to be
her. Where's
fair,
she dead?
Shisui's literally taste the rainbow now.
Yeah, I'll get Shisui this time around.
But yeah,
Close again, I'll get her this time.
but yeah, I don't know what else to like. I think we already covered as much with blue. I think.
Yeah, we talked about it for a bit. Like, I mean, overall, like I said, I didn't want it to sound like we were talking bad about it. Like, I don't think blue's a bad color. It's just that when you compare blue to other colors, it looks bad. That's the issue. Because the other colors are so freaking OP, and we'll talk about them in another video. But yeah, like that's
Well,
my problem with blue is like everything gets these crazy injections. It's just like, damn,
yeah,
blue injections. Like, I want a blue supporter to come out where I'm like, yeah, oh man, I need that.
but it's like it's very very far between, I would say. If you had to give blue the blue color in general rating, what letter grade would you give it basically, or number if you had to?
Damn, we're gonna do that. You put me on the spot.
I can give you mine right now, so you can think about it.
Yeah, you do yours.
I give it a 6. I think it's probably like a 6 or a C, like not. It's like it's barely passing it, but it's not like good or like a lot of people, because you obviously it's still like it's a passing grade, but it's like it could be so much more. But yeah, I think it's like a C or a 6 in my opinion.
I mean, the only thing that really drops my rating of blue is the time to kill. It's just it takes so long.
Yeah,
And time to kill is everything in a mobile game. Like, yeah, you're not looking to like speed run or be like getting through, shit so fast you're god at the game, you got your whaled. But I'm sure people want to be able to get through content. Like, maybe if it's taking them 5 minutes, they want it to take three. 3 minutes is
yeah,
like that. You don't have to be crazy geared to clear something in 3 minutes. Like you start
that's
getting
by
like
far
really
true.
geared in bonus stages, you'll start freaking. I think that's my biggest issue with blue. It's like the time to kill overall. It just takes. Like, there's some supporters that stand out, like Morisaki giving you like the second ult is really
Yeah,
still that's a long ass cooldown and still just gives you HP and HP regen, and it's like it's just still another blue effect. Not saying hers isn't good because she gives you a butt ton of HP, but you know what I mean. Like I want blue to
yeah,
branch out from being tanky, or if it is gonna stay tanky, come up with new effects around it being tanky. Like they're showing, they're obviously trying to show new stuff off because we have effects like increased
familiars.
familiar damage. Like that's brand new. And it's like, oh, that's a different sort of effect. And then like frickin' the passive here is brand new too. Like whenever you do a melee attack, you have a 25% chance to increase the duration. Blah blah blah. But the point being is those are like nice little unique effects that blue supporters have. And I think if they leaned into like exploiting the tankiness more with conversion effects or like giving you perks or set bonuses for being like certain, because they could also be like, oh, like if your character has more than like 50% damage reduction stacked, like they gain 20% critical rate. Like since blue likes to like add conditions, they could just put that as a condition.
Yeah, like
Like,
honestly,
oh, if
there's just
your damage reduction is total 40%, you get 20% crit rate. Just something like that, just a simple like passive effect. Add a blue that
yeah,
does
like
that.
yeah,
And
cause
have
like
like the
that's the
crit scale
reason.
from 10 to 20.
Yeah, cause like that's the reason why I gave it like a C or a 6, because it's just like there's so much potential with the color.
Yeah, they could come up with real cheeky, unique effects. It'll start sounding like Magic the Gathering, but blue's always like that. Like it'd be like some just weird, like, oh yeah, I'm blue, I can do this. This is weird. Like it needs more of that, because it
Yeah,
already does that. Just it doesn't do it to any extreme yet.
yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's the main part we're waiting for, is to
uh,
wait
you
until
know,
blue blows up basically.
I don't want to give it a color grade. I'll say this: if you main blue, because I've mained it, it's good. Like you'll clear content, you'll be tanky. Just if you don't care about time to kill, I think it's a good color. It's just slower, but it's consistent. Like you won't die. You'd have to really be trying to die with some blue builds. If you die, like look, you're so tanky. Like I've seen people with 96k health, so like I'd be hard pressed. Like I'd be like, what killed you?
Oh yeah, that's
So
like I seen your Kirara having that much health, and it's like, oh, you don't die, but you really don't do that much damage at all.
yeah, that's the only reason I don't like stick with her tanky. I just keep her with her crappy 20,000 HP, and she hits like a truck, and she gets her content fine. But that's what I mean. Like that's what blue like. That's what would make it more mainstream. Is like time. Because I appreciate the effects blue brings. Like I don't think it's like it's so bad you should never use a blue supporter. I like them right now. They have a place in builds, like I said earlier, where if you get a blue supporter, some of them are really good for splashing in. Splashing in Onigumo. in a build that needs blue, rotate the blue, and then you'll be fine. But you'd be changing your supporter to deal with the situation. Like, it's good for that. It can fit in weird places where it's needed. But that's the problem. When something ends up in the ranking of niche, that means it's not very good. Oops, I accidentally clicked on Core 9. But I don't know. I mean, it's a good place to end it. Like, but I don't think it's a bad color. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah,
I think
that's
like that's
fair.
fair.
I
Because it'll
get
get you through
though
content. It's just like you won't be
it's at a
clearing
snail's
fast. That's
pace.
really the only issue I have is you don't clear fast.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
If I'm not being an elitist about it, because like I enjoy cheeky tanky builds. So like I'm like yeah, I'll watch you play AT for like 25 minutes and just look at your tank build. Like I would do that. Like if someone asked me to watch them play with it, I've done it. I've helped people with like make tank builds and watch. It's fun because he's just like, oh, it's like that. Is he gonna get through it? Is he tanky enough? Type feeling. But like those builds just take forever to clear with. That's it. And if I'm not being like caring about my time, then yeah, blue would be like an 8 because it's still fun to play. You'll still find success. You'll just be slower. You'll probably have more consistency too because you would really be hard to kill at certain.
Yeah, it would be like
So you
more like a
probably wouldn't even
trial and
like ever know
error.
what a loss is because you would never take forever clearing it. That's it. Might get a nice case of carpal tunnel for X button all day. He's never at Kirara. Well, anyway, we're gonna find out where blue goes because one of these characters coming up are getting that limited blue. People keep telling me to stop jinxing it, but someone's gonna get a blue supporter. You
It's
know
gonna
it.
happen.
It's gonna
It's gonna
happen.
happen.
Like my money's on Kirara, just because that would be my luck. I get the blue supporter. But like, it, it could be Ingrid. It could be literally Overo. It could be anyone. They could just make it whatever color they want, whenever. It's like, oh, you get the blue.
Yeah, it's like a Russian roulette. Who's going to get the blue?
Yeah. I'd imagine Asuka's gonna get a red or a green. She already has a red. Hers might be green. But I imagine she'd get like a red or green, like one with a. Her last one was so bad, they really can't fucking.
Oh, don't even remind me of that.
Like, so I hope she gets a nice damage each, just good colored supporter. But like, Ingrid and Kirara are deaths at risk of blue. Um, and for Obro, who knows what the fuck they're gonna do?
Normally you would give her red, but since Core and I got the red, would they willing? And then if Shizuru, from what we've been hearing, she's red. Would they want to go back to back red for her?
Exactly. That's like it's already been two red limited supporters. Obro's supporters friend are gonna be like the first mixed color. She's gonna be like red and blue. You're like, what?
That would be cool.
Oh yeah, that would be cool. I shouldn't give them ideas.
Fuck it,
Imagine
let
they
them.
released the dual color support. Hey, that's a
That's.
cool one.
I mean the, the windows and the creativity for more builds is like, it's not
Yeah,
a
that
bad
would
idea.
create like a whole. Oh man, that'd be cool. Yeah, because you could have like it would light up more than one color.
Yeah, you can literally
Because
have
if
like,
it was
oh,
red and blue, then it would give you one. Like that one supporter would basically give you two. It'll give you like one for red and one for blue. Oh, that'd be so broken.
that they
Dude, you could
just
just like have every skill lit up. Like, imagine they release a tricolor supporter.
don't
Bro,
nah,
yo, AT
uh,
could get so lit. Dude,
you're
I
gonna
want that.
fucking
Dude, I want that build variety. Dude, if they ever release that supporter, I'm gonna drop like so much money on that banner.
the support is gonna be like,
That supporter sounds amazing.
it sounds like
It was like,
it,
oh
it sounds
hi,
like
I'm red and I'm green, and the next supporter be like, oh, I'm every color, and it's like, oh, do we mix and match those? Like, yeah, let's do it. Dude, you'll have like
at that
freaking OP ass builds.
at that point you just want to bust the door open of the game and just break it at that point.
Dude, yeah, people might quit. Like, they'll think it's pay to win, especially if it's gacha lock. Actually, I
Or
wonder what
yeah,
people think of that supporter. I think it sounds neat. Like, dude, the build variety. Oh, I enjoyed this. This was fun. I'm gonna enjoy these state of the color video. All right.
Well, you
Well,
have two more to go either way.
yep. I like talking about blue. I give it an 8. Blue's quite all right. Well, thanks for coming on, Tack. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
Said your piece were good.
Yep, I said my piece.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, give us your opinions about blue in the comments. I want to hear what people. And with that, you boys and gals take care, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another video. Bye bye.